Okay, let's continue. So we're going to repeat very similar process of of um, this um, this layer application. So Axon, I want to have my two different drawings, one right here and one right here. So I'm going to reduce the scale of that viewport so that the drawing gets smaller. And I select the viewport. I'm going to put right here 1.5. It gets a little bit smaller. I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to move it down to the edge, double click out, select the node right here in the bottom corner and resize that. And I'm going to move all this slightly up. I'm going to type copy. And I'm going to bring a copy of that viewport down here. Okay. Like I said, right now, we want to get a a different drawing in there, which is this one right here. Right. So again, make sure that our layer is correct. Seems that is correct. And again, what's the difference? Well, that here we have the aggregation, and we're showing that all of these pieces fit within a 4-inch by 4-inch block or cube. And then here that actually all of them got merged into a single sort of a integrated, amalgamated, I think that's the word, amalgamated form, new form. Okay. And let's play a little bit more with line weights and line types so that we can differentiate our diagrams a little bit. Okay. So in this case right here, the attention was it's sort of being driven to the cube, right? And we're doing that by line weights because the lines that define the cube are thicker, heavier. Even though they're dashed rather than continuous, they're thicker. So in a way, that's how we're graphically directing the attention to the cube. In this case, I think we want to direct our attention to the end product, which is the pink lines. And the green can remain as a dash, but perhaps in a lighter weight. So you guessed right. I can duplicate my 0.3 and then give this a dash. Right, make it dash. In this case, I'm going hidden. We'll talk actually about dash hidden, but for right now, it's a hidden, although we're calling it dash. Okay, and same operation. So in this case, I don't want to double click on the viewport. I want to, on my make 2D, turn off my pink, select all of these lines over here, and select all of these lines over here, change the layer to the newly created 0.3 dash, change object layer, and then I can turn back on my pink right here, double click out, and you see how there's a difference in line weight from here to here. And then let's further enhance that by giving the pink a change in layer. And I'm going to turn off my 0.3 dash, double click on that viewport, select my lines over here. I'm realizing that I'm leaving lines behind, which is not good. I'm not sure why they're disappearing. I'm doing something. My selection is probably not the best one, right? So I think there should be a line over here, should be a line over here, and there should be a line over here. So double check. I think so. Okay. And let's make sure that they're all on the right layers. I'm going to select all of this. And I'm going to switch this, like for example, here you see I left that one out. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to switch that to a 0.5 continuous. Change object layers. Is that what I did right now? Ah, that's what I did right now. Yes, that's what I did right now. I did a copy. Let me show you. Let me show you what happened. Okay, that's why right now there was a drawing on top of a drawing. This is rather copy objects to layer. So I made a copy right on top of it rather than change object to layer. So I'm glad that we run into that. So again, just to illustrate, if I double click on this viewport right here and select all of these objects and move them out of the way, there's nothing, right? Or if I click on it, there's no overlap. But let's see, if I select all of this right here, right click, copy objects to layer, check this out. Now there's a copy, and that's not good. I'm gonna undo that and undo one more time. There we go. So that's good to know, right? That's good to know. I don't know if I've had to use that before, but it's nice to know it's available. Okay, so let's now change our line weights. So I want to select all of our pink line, or in this case your merge object layers, and we're going to change object layers to a 0.5 so that when I turn on the dashed line, now is thinner. And actually the object itself is what primarily it stands out. And we're actually going to make it stand out even more by creating a thicker outline on this drawing right here. For that, I'm going to copy this viewport just because I want to make sure that I do this right. I'm going to click on it, and I am going to set this. So right now I'm on the viewport right here. You see axon diagram detail. I'm going to change that view to set view to perspective, and also change its shaded mode, because I want to make sure I do this correctly. What do I mean by that? I'll show you right now. Probably actually even better if we set it on ISO, right? So I'm going to click right there, set view, isometric, southeast. Select this, zoom selected. So this is on the left. This is the 3D, and this is the 2D, even though they look exactly the same, kind of. Okay, but what I want to do is I'm gonna get myself onto the P8. Hopefully that's not too much, but I'm gonna activate, get active on the P8 continuous, and I'm gonna go into this viewport right here. I'm gonna type polyline so that I can draw over my outline. So follow your outline so that we can actually bold out and we return. And then I gotta do also this little infill right here, right? Bam. So you see how that now stands out nicely compared to this other one over here. And in this case, we don't need to notice that I didn't have to extend the lines because I can do that, right? But notice that there's not going to be any graphical difference, right? So might as well not waste our time with that. And actually, I would actually even argue that maybe it's better not to, just so that we have this longer dash right here. That's getting very picky, but you know, it's good to know. Now, something that I'm realizing is that we're gonna need some dash lines. So I actually would like to change. This dash line right here. All right. So follow me, okay? So I'm going to duplicate that layer, and as you saw right now, this is actually a hidden line, right? And this is where, you know, I don't want to confuse everyone, but this basically we need at least 2 different types of dash lines, and we're going to be using what Rhino. Let's use Rhino's language for right now. So I'm going to actually change all of this right here to match my description with the line type. So bear with me, right? Follow along. So that actually should be hidden. This should be hidden. This should be hidden. And then I'm going to leave this one as the dash. And I'm going to change its line type to dash. And I realized that I could have done, it would actually be easier if I had changed the names. Check this out. So if I actually changed this right here to dashed, and switch this to dashed, I don't have to reassign layers. All right, and it automatically gets updated. And this should be what, hidden. And if you want to be, you can actually move them. So just use these arrows right here, move up or down. You can rearrange them if you want to, select them or reorganize them. And let's see, should we create an outline over here? What do we have? We have a 0.3, and here we have a 0.8. Let's try that. Right now, could we? I'm wondering. Let's see, would this work? Probably not. Here, let me show you. Rather than actually drawing it again. So I basically, what I want to do is I want to recreate this outline over here, but with a different line weight. So rather than me doing another polyline, which I could I go to my top view right here and basically select, which one am I working with? That's what gets confusing. I guess this one over here. So could I type copy, select that polyline right here, bring it over here, and then actually want to send that to a 0.5, and then move it over here, and then go back to our diagrams. Yes, we could. All right, yes, we were able to. I think I'm actually missing a line over here too. Let's actually go back to the top view, because there should be, much like over here, there should be a line. Am I missing another line? Yeah, I think I am. Right here. So I can actually copy that from here to here. Sorry, guys. And actually, I'm missing another one right here. But I think it's important, you know what I mean, to have an eye for those details. I mean, ideally, of course, they don't happen, right? But but it's a good habit is to develop that eye. It's like, wait a second, that doesn't look right, right? So just for example, this one either, because better you to notice it than others, you know, like your instructor, supervisor, whatever the case be. And why is there a line right there? And that line right there. Oh, because it's the aggregate. Right, that's how it should look. And again, that's what can be a little bit tricky about the axonometric views. But in any case, we have ended up with two different diagrams, even though they might not seem. And let's go ahead and label them. So let's go ahead and type text, and let's go ahead and type right here. So we have aggregated model. I'd like for you guys to start looking into fonts. You really want to leave it or keep it, I guess, clean, architectural, elegant, if you will. So I would really avoid this kind of text right here, like that. It's really hard to read. So I would actually encourage you to not use that text, but find something, that it's a little bit cleaner, squarish. There's a good amount. Just font can be a full exercise, right? But let's see. It's so Arial Black is it's one that never fails. Let's see, so a couple of other ones. Calibri, even Century Gothic. It's nice. Maybe even give it a bold, but I like Arial Black. Simple, basic, but gets the job done. And I'm gonna label this drawing right here. So again, what happens if I move it, snap from this point right here, maybe align it, play this alignment game. Okay, right here, aggregated model. I'm gonna copy this from this point to this point so that I again maintain some consistency between drawings. And then this now be the integrated model. I think I'm calling it integrated merge model. And again, we have, don't forget to save. I'll hit save. And we have now two diagrams. And again, we don't need this view right here. I can go to print. And well, it's kind of hard to see, but there should be some graphical differences in here. Something that I'm realizing that we didn't do, it's this outline right here. Let's actually give it, so right here we give it a what? We gave it a hidden versus a dash. Let's go ahead and do that as well for this one. So that right here we have a 0.3 hidden. Let's turn it into a 0.3 dash. So I don't think we have that layer yet, but again, I can duplicate this one. And again, I'll call this 0.3 so I have a hidden, then there should be a dash. All right, and I'll make this one. And actually, I'm making the same. Why don't I just change this name right here? Dashed. Oops, except that it's not gonna let me because I already have one that's called that. So I'm just gonna add a D right there. Dashed. And change this to an actual dash line right here. Notice that it got updated over here, and then we gotta go back and change this one to hidden. So technically we should have continuous, hidden, dash, and even dotted for all of these ones over here, which is not uncommon. And lastly, let's not forget that this text is actually probably not in the right layer. Let's make sure that it's on the right layer. So we should have our text layer. So I'm gonna select this object, hold shift, select this object over here, and go to layers over here and change it to text drawing titles. Now it's in the right layer. And we got our first two diagrams. Okay. Next, we're going to look into how to create our exploded diagram. which looks something like this drawing right here on my left. Okay, so quick break, come back.